Black Ops 4 Zombies failed, but it wasn't just because of one specific reason, rather it was because of a multitude of smaller reasons that added up, eventually leading to its general failure. Throughout our time playing zombies, from World at War to where we are with Modern Warfare Zombies right now, we have never really seen as much hype generated for a game as we have seen for Black Ops 4. And in this video, we are going to discuss what really went wrong with that hype and why it didn't live up to it. Before we dive into really what happened with Black Ops 4, it's important to look at the time before the game's release to really understand why it failed. Black Ops 4 was coming off of the release of Black Ops 3, which was absolutely positively, no questions asked, the best zombies game that we had seen up until that point. There were so many cool community events that happened in Black Ops 3. Z House existed, Easter eggs for charity existed, and even ZWC Zombies World Championship was a thing in this game. We also knew that Jason Blundell, the madman himself, was developing this game, and he has a very, very good track record when it comes to Call of Duty Zombies maps, and we know that with Der Eisendrache, Shadows, Origins, we had that in the back of our minds, and knowing that there was this man developing it for us that we knew was reliable was something that we could put our back on. And the biggest one, we knew that there were going to be a bunch of remastered maps that had never been remastered before. Obviously, the biggest one being Blood of the Dead, which was a remaster of Mob of the Dead. I mean, just look at the Black Ops 4 Zombies community reveal. It was crazy. It's safe to say that Jason had the Zombies community by the balls. And then, release day.
It's, you have to... No, dude.
Oh my god, oh my dude. God!
No! It happened again!
I'm going to...
And there goes the game.
Listen, we are about to go into this boss fight.
People soon began to realize that the game was riddled with bugs, infamous blue screens, and general problems with the software. Nobody could be first in the world for the Easter egg because the game kept crashing when you were trying to do it. Getting to round 100, impossible because the game would crash once you hit round 50. Just think about it, the classified Easter egg is literally getting to round 150, and that wasn't even possible because you couldn't make it past round 50 without your game just taking a crap on your console and then leaving it, and now you have to deal with a blue screen. The 4 launch maps created such a large divide between the already separated community that we had developed in Black Ops 3, and we were just overwhelmed with a bunch of different things going on at once. Aether's story was happening at the same time as Chaos, and we didn't know which one to even pay attention to in the first place. Now, if you take a look back at Black Ops 3, this game launched with 2 maps, and those were Shadows of Evil and The Giant. Shadows of Evil was a complex map that we had no idea how to play, and it definitely took a learning curve for newer Zombies players and even veteran Zombies players. This was a completely different thing from whatever we've seen before. But on the other side of the spectrum, there was also The Giant, which appealed to the general population of Zombies players who were more casual and didn't want to learn the new skills that were required to play Shadows. And it was in a familiar setting, Doris, and a very simple map to understand and just play whenever you felt like playing some zombies. This is the perfect dynamic because you are appealing to both sides of the community, and you can get more people to get excited for DLCs and other maps to come in the future. But with Black Ops 4, we see 4 maps released at launch, and generally they all appealed to that hardcore Zombies player because they introduced new systems and other things without even telling players how to use it effectively. Staple perks were also removed from the game and replaced with lackluster, boring, and generally bad perks to eliminate crutch perks. Now, I put crutch perks in quotations because that's how Jason Blundell described the original 4 perks. From what he saw, everybody was picking the same perks every single game, and that there was no preference in terms of what perks you got every game. So to eliminate this, he decided to make every perk pretty much the same in terms of effectiveness. Now obviously something like Dying Wish is a little bit better than something like Blaze Phase, but they were all generally the same in terms of how useful they were when you were actually playing. Not only this, but he also decided to scrap all 4 of the original perks for different ideas. For instance, Jug was just given to you at the start of the game, Speed Cola was given to you once you bought all 4 of your perks in your loadout, Double Tap was gained from buying Pack-a-Punch 5 times. Yes, you heard me. We had to Pack-a-Punch our weapon 5 times to get the maximum damage out of our gun. And Quick Revive's solo ability of reviving you was just completely scrapped for self-revives. And honestly, this system didn't even remove crutch perks in the first place, because generally when I play Black Ops 4 Zombies, I'm only switching out maybe 1 or 2 of my perks, and I'm staying with Dying Wish, Stamina Up, Winter's Wail, and maybe Time Slip. I don't have any interest in any of the other perks, and to be honest, they're really bad. I don't want to go into that because I'll just go on a whole spiel of bad perks in Black Ops 4 Zombies, so let's just move on from that. Gobblegum were replaced by elixirs, and that was kind of a varying opinion. It was just generally making a more confusing process with the talismans as well, and eliminating that randomness that you would get from going up to the Gobblegum machine and getting a random gum. It kind of just takes away from the fun sometimes. And yes, I know it's more efficient to just have it in the D-pad kind of thing with Black Ops 4, but still, that randomness is what makes zombies fun. That's why everybody loves the mystery box. So if you pretty much weren't a god already, oh wait, there's more. Specialists were given to you right off spawn. Back in ye olden days, you actually had to go around the map and complete a quest to actually get a specialist weapon, but now you can just spawn in with one and you can pretty much be as OP as you want. Now I won't lie, these specialists were pretty dope. Takio's sword, the chakras, the flamethrower, the staff of Ra, all of those were so dope. I just feel like they would have been a lot better if they had been some sort of map exclusive thing. Like the staff of Ra could have been on 9 and the chakras could have been on Ancient Evil or something cool like that. And if all those problems weren't enough, they were all tied in a bow with this absolutely horrendous HUD. Like, why was all of this here? The perks have like squiggle lines under them. And why do I need a visual representation of my gun? Why would I need that? I'm literally holding the weapon. So with the combination of giving you Jug right off the bat, giving you 4 options for OP elixirs that can just be used right off spawn, and giving you a specialist weapon right off rip, this game was pretty easy. Now wait, hold on. I did not forget about the super sprinters, okay? But once again, that theme pops up where you have to know how to actually use it, meaning you have to actually play the game. It's safe to say that the game was completely scrambled around and mixed up from what it used to be. No longer was Zombies about getting a weapon, pack-a-punching, and just surviving, but it was more than that. It was more focused on a story and a goal and an Easter egg rather than just doing the game. It's called an Easter egg for a reason. It's not something that's supposed to be pushed on the player to complete. I feel that prioritizing an Easter egg over a map is not really ideal, because to be honest, the majority of people are just looking for something to relax on. We're not looking for something to sweat our balls off, know every Easter egg step, know the Waffle Waffles guide, know all of that. That's why Der Reese is so popular. You can just go on, you can pack-a-punch, sit on the catwalk, and do whatever you want. This left most of the Zombies players lost and confused about what the identity of this game was supposed to be. And I believe Jason Blundell was too ambitious with this mode and simply fixed things that weren't broken in the first place. He saw the hype with Black Ops 3 and thought that everybody was a hardcore player, but he forgot about the majority of those casual players. Very clearly, from just Blood of the Dead alone, probably the hardest Easter egg of all time, you can see that this game appeased to that smaller group who were always looking for like a minor significant detail or complex hard Easter eggs. However, there was still time for improvement, and Jason was ready to take on that life cycle. While many issues were occurring with Black Ops 4 Zombies, another game was on the uprise. A game that is arguably the most popular game of all time. Fortnite. Hiding in the shadows upon release and springing to life during Black Ops 4, Fortnite had every single YouTuber, streamer, content creator hooked. This game took the world by storm, and Black Ops 4's somewhat lackluster launch had to compete with the global gaming leader Fortnite. Due to the loss of trust between the community and Blundell at launch, we saw many popular YouTubers give up on BO4 and just go play Fortnite. Some popular ones I remember are like Noah J456, Mr. T Lexify, and even the Smith Plays, who mainly made Fortnite content during the popular Fortnite time. So COD, being, you know, the money hungry people that they are, and seeing the massive success in the battle royale genre, eventually gave in and developed Blackout. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually believe firmly that Blackout was better than Warzone. Had there been fixed movement, looting, and like that armor system, I believe it would have been absolutely amazing. Like, you could literally play as my boy Ted in this mode. Like, how could it get any better? But guess what? It was hidden behind the paywall required to play Black Ops 4, meaning it was not free and only accessible to the people who paid for the game. So you shouldn't be surprised that when I tell you it performed poorly, I mean it. So Derpy, you're just going off on Fortnite. Like, what does this have to do with zombies? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. This battle royale hype sent the majority of the developers and funding to Blackout, leaving a small amount of developers and money for the zombies mode. And this means that Jason really couldn't show off what he had planned for this game to its highest extent, with beautiful cutscenes and other things of that nature. But at this point during this Fortnite hype, most people have given up on zombies. But for the people who didn't, they generally got a better experience with the maps. Since bugs had been fixed and these maps generally improved, with ones like Dead of the Night, which is so underrated, and Ancient Evil, which is also extremely underrated, there was still heart in these maps. Take away my perk system, take away my gobblegum system, take away my funding, but there was still heart in this mode. Now, it was pretty evident that the funding was weakened for this mode because cutscenes for Easter eggs and loading up the map were literally Google slideshows that I could whip up for my English class. Yeah, so hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about why this Richtofen had to die so that Richtofen could take his blood vials and then they can go in this portal and go somewhere else and then he can just sit there and die, and yeah. Yeah. And at this point, I don't believe any of this was Jason's fault, but the funding was just not there for him to produce something that he really wanted to make. And with the conclusion of Tag der Toten, people were generally left with a bittersweet relationship with the game that generally carries on to this day. Now, looking into the story and the amount of things that were in each and every map, it makes me realize how spoiled we were as a zombies community during this life cycle. Like, this game has so much stuff that there is still Easter eggs being discovered and people are beginning to finally see what this game truly has to offer. But the major factors such as a terrible launch, essential zombies features changing, Fortnite, and funding, this game was a majority failure at the time. And with Jason Blundell gone, this left almost no hype for the next game, and zombies just completely destroyed its reputation. And this is why many people say that the decline of zombies actually started here. And the hype that there was for this game has never been shown in any other game ever in Call of Duty history. Now, I know some people are going to be like, oh, you hate Black Ops 4, you really hate the zombies. No, I just want to make it clear that I do enjoy Black Ops 4 Zombies and think that it was a fantastic game. It was just at the wrong time. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.